In this video, we're going to be walking you through some of the communities and neighborhoods in Brooksville, Florida that you need to know about. So, if you're thinking of moving to Brooksville, Florida, and you don't know about the different communities and areas, you're going to want to stick around for this video. We're going to talk about what the homes are like in there. We're going to talk about some of the amenities. We're going to look at the area on a map so you know geographically where it's at, and just basically give you the rundown about the communities that you need to know about. So, let's dive into it.
All right, guys, so here we are. We're going to dive into the map today and take a look at some of these communities in Brooksville. And I want to give you the 30,000-foot overview to start with here. So this is the map of the Tampa Bay area. As you can see, Tampa is down here and Brooksville is up here. This is about 50 miles north or so of Tampa. A couple of different ways you can access Tampa, depending on where it is specifically you're looking to go, but you can go across State Road 50 and then down 589, which is the toll road. That's a pretty straight shot. Or you can go across 50 the other way down to I-75, and that turns into 275 and goes into more central Tampa. This would be the route over here that I would take to the airport. This is where I would take to go to maybe some of the restaurants and stuff down in South Howard in Tampa. So about 50 minutes north of Tampa, 50 miles north of Tampa is Brooksville. And it's a really cool historic town, walkable, a lot of history there, a lot of old homes. It has the brick lined streets in Brooksville. Just some really, really cool stuff. So this is the courthouse here, which is the main focus point of the area. This is the famous Brooksville Water Tower. You can see here some of these brick lined streets. This is actually Bell Avenue, right at the end of my road. I live on just to the left here. This is actually where my wife and I got married, was on the yard here of Olive Street, which is the old governor's mansion. So just some really, really cool things in historic downtown Brooksville. Has that old world feel, not like these cookie cutter communities that you typically find in most other areas of Florida. So that's downtown Brooksville. So that's the lay of the land. But there's many different areas inside of Brooksville. And so I want to kind of break this video down into three parts here. I'm going to talk about some homeowners association communities. I'm going to talk about some non-homeowners association communities. And I'm going to talk about a couple of 55 plus retirement communities and give you guys a real overview as to what you can expect when you're moving to this area. Now, again, Brooksville's kind of broken up into some areas: north of Brooksville, South Brooksville, which you can see here is even labeled by itself. Out to the west of Brooksville, and you'd be surprised how far West Brooksville actually goes on the map technically. So this is still Brooksville over here, even though it's outside of downtown. Even as far as Trillium over by Anderson Snow over here is considered to be in Brooksville. Although Brooksville on the map address, I wouldn't necessarily consider it to be Brooksville proper. So it covers quite a vast area. No further ado, let's start jumping into some of these different neighborhoods. I'll go into the map here, talk about some of the surroundings, where it is geographically, then we'll take a look at some listings in there as well.
Hey guys, Ross Hardy from the Hardy team at Remax here in Brooksville, Florida. So if this is your first time watching the channel and you want to know about the good, bad, and everything in Brooksville, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell. Also be sure to leave a comment in this video if you think we can help you in any way. We've been selling homes here in Brooksville for over 20 years. I live here myself and I'm always excited to bring people into the community and show them what it has to offer. Now, like I said, we're going to take a deeper look at Brooksville today. We're going to take a look at all different types of communities, from gated homeowners association communities to non-gated, to the historical areas, to areas with acreage and farmland. So we're going to try and cover a broad range of areas so that you guys have all the information that you need if you're looking to move to Brooksville but don't know where to kind of start with it all. And like I said, I've been helping families for 20 years, so whether you're 9 days, 99 days away, if you have any questions, there's never a bad time to ask them. We're the people that can help you. We're real estate nerds, local experts, and we would love to talk to you. Reach out to us at the contact information below. You can call, you can text, you can email, set up a Zoom. Doesn't really matter. We hear from people like you every single day, and we love answering questions for you. All right, let's dive into the map here and start taking a look at these places.
So the first one we want to talk about is the homeowners association communities. So first one, I want to talk about the homeowners association communities. And to me, the absolute premier one and the pick of the bunch of these is Southern Hills Plantation. Now, this is just southwest of Brooksville City, although it's still inside of the city limits. So you have the city taxes in this neighborhood. This is the premier community for really Hernando County. In my opinion, it's the nicest community. It's the only one that my wife says she would leave our house in downtown Brooksville for. It's a private Pete Dye gated golf course community. If you're a golfer, you probably have heard of Pete Dye, one of the most famous golf course architects out there. The golf course is absolutely stunning, and the amenities are absolutely incredible. They have a resort style pool with tiki bar. They have 4 hard true tennis courts with a full-time tennis professional. The restaurant and bar are gorgeous. You can sit out on the veranda here and look at these views. So you can check out my video about the Southern Hills community tour. I'll make sure that we link that. But this is, in my opinion, the premier community in Hernando County. There's a mixture of resales and new builds in here. So again, you can watch any of my videos about the builders. I've done walkthroughs of all of their models. Perry Homes and Arthur Ruttenberg are my favorite. But we can also go in and take a look on the map here and see what is going on in that neighborhood. So Southern Hills, the homes are going to range from around about 450,000 up to well over $1 million. We sold $1 million houses in there. There's one on the market for 1.7 million at the moment. There's some up over 2 million, although those are a little harder to find. But the typical price point in there is going to be 650 to 850. That's where the majority of the homes are. Anything $1 million and below is considered, pretty much the average. They're going to range from 2,000 square foot on the smaller side. There are some smaller villa type homes, maintained homes that were built in the original phase, which are smaller than that. But the new builds and the homes they've built since then are not that small. So those would be the outliers, 1,500 square foot cottage type homes. Most of the homes, again, are going to be 23, 24, 25, 2,600 square foot. So again, type of homes that we're looking at here, I'll just pull this one up on Zillow here, just as an example, 3,500 square foot, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 910,000, new construction property. That's going to be pretty much, your average type of home in here. One up on Summit View Drive. Again, you can see the sorts of style. It's that southern style. It's very much the white on the inside on a lot of these newer builds. The level of finish on these homes is definitely a little bit higher than the majority of homes that we find in the Hernando County market. So if you're a discerning buyer, you like the finer things, this is definitely going to be a consideration for you. Like I said, this is a favorite for a lot of people. Some really, really cool homes in here. Would definitely suggest that you check out Southern Hills. Now, just to mention, they have quite a lot of fees in here. So they do have an homeowners association fee, different in different areas. They do have a CDD fee. So again, this is paid in your property taxes. They do have a compulsory minimum spend at the clubhouse, which is $50 per month in the restaurant. Some of the additional fees that might be in there are if you're on the golf course, there are additional fees there. Sometimes the mansion lots have additional fees. So make sure you have a clear understanding of that. And then of course, like I said, it is inside the city limits. So you are going to have the city tax on top of your regular property assessments. So Southern Hills, pretty much in my opinion, the best community around, certainly has the best amenities and the nicest homes. Definitely reach out to us for more details or watch any of the videos about that. And then moving just down the road and opposite is Hernando Oaks Golf Course. Now, this is one of the first golf courses I played when I came out here on vacation, 25 years ago. The golf course is fantastically kept, very, very challenging course. Very, very pristine. However, there are a couple of issues, and one of them I was about to mention is that it doesn't drain particularly well. So when there's heavy rains, the golf course may flood, and the community itself has some standing water. Again, it has to be pretty heavy rain for that to happen, but it does occur in there. And it's maybe just a notch down as far as the level of homes go. They don't have quite the customization that they have in Southern Hills. They're a little bit more generic. So D.R. Horton and Lennar built a lot of homes in there, but the price point is ever so slightly different as well. So Hernando Oaks is going to be 1,600 to 3,100 square foot properties for the most part. They're going to be anywhere from 310 to 500 on the pricing for the most part. So these are going to be the newer homes back here. Garcilaso, we've sold quite a few on there. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square foot, 370. This was one of the D.R. Horton builds when they were building back there. Again, you can see the sort of quality of the finish on the homes. Certainly not as high end as what we were just looking at before in Southern Hills, but completely different price point as well. And then they do have in here homes that are the single family custom builders when they were building some of the earlier homes in there. So these are going to be your homes that have maybe some of the more upgrades, like the wood floors, the pools, the feature architectural windows, tray ceilings, crown molding. So this one's 435,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath pool home, just under 2,100 square foot. Now they do in here have a clubhouse, but it's not a bricks and mortar building. It's a couple of mobile units that have been put on there. They were building a clubhouse in there at one point and they ran out of funding and they had to demolish it. So that's always been something that people have talked about in that community, is that they never got the community amenities finished. And it may happen one day as they expand future phases, it may not. So what you see in there at the moment may be what you have. Now, I know people that live in there, the residents love it, but it's certainly not anything of the grandeur of some of the other communities like Silverthorne, Glen Lakes, Southern Hills, or even Dogwood Heights, which we'll look at in just a little bit. So just take that into consideration as well. And the third one I want to talk about is Oakwood Acres. So this is going to be a little bit further west on Powell Road, and this is really right on the Spring Hill Brooksville border. So let me go back here, and it's right in this area in here. So this I would almost consider more to be Spring Hill, although again it's addressed as Brooksville. So I do want to include it in here, and it's just a small couple of loops of properties. But they are, as the name would suggest, acre home sites. So they are much larger home sites. Now, this is going to be much closer to a lot of the amenities. For one, you're right by the Suncoast Expressway. So that trip down to Tampa Airport, for example, turns into about 35 minutes compared to 50 minutes. You are more centrally located for schools and other stores. So you have your Kohl's, Target, there's Drew's American Diner in here, which is really good. There's a Publix store here, Rookies, which is a really, really good family sports bar is there. So you're much more centralized to a lot more of the amenities, but further away from downtown Brooksville. So when you're moving to Brooksville, if being close to downtown is one of your considerations, this is going to be much further out for you, Oakwood Acres. But let's take a look real quick at some of the properties, just to give you guys an idea as to how those look. There's not many for sale in there at the moment. There never is. But they're about 2,000 to 3,500, 4,000 square foot, 450 to 800 typically on the price point. This is one on Bone Lane. I actually sold the neighbor's house last year. But again, you can see how much land comes with these properties. Much more property. So if you want a little bit of separation between the houses, if you want a little bit more yard. Also, the HOA restrictions are much more relaxed in a neighborhood like this. You can have external buildings, so standalone garages. You can park RVs and boats on your driveway or in those buildings, whereas you can't in Hernando Oaks or Southern Hills. So again, something completely different from the first two. It's not gated. Hernando Oaks and Southern Hills is much more land, more relaxed deed restrictions, and a little bit more centrally located or closer located to Spring Hill and the Suncoast Expressway. And then the final neighborhood that I want to talk about when we're talking about Brooksville is going to be Brooksville Country Club, or Dogwood Heights, which is the neighborhood that's in there. So again, this is very old Brooksville out here, but the Brooksville Country Club and the golf course has some stunning quarry holes, which are just gorgeous to look at. Have a really nice banquet facility, clubhouse, gym, tennis courts, and other amenities in there. This is actually one of the quarry holes here where you tee off the cliff. So really, really nice golf course, really, really nice area. Only about 5 minutes from downtown Brooksville itself. Like I said, a little bit more old Brooksville, but it's basically situated in here. You would come up Croom Road to get to it, and then downtown is right in here. So not very far away at all from the restaurants, bars, stores of downtown Brooksville. Beasley Farm out here, by the way, is a really, really cool farm stand where we go to get a lot of our produce. So again, taking a look at some of the properties in there. Again, deed restrictions are a little bit more relaxed than Southern Hills or Hernando Oaks would be. And yet again, this is not a gated community, this one, although it is deed restricted and does have a homeowners association. And it's going to be right in here. So the only one on the market currently is this one on Weeks Drive. This would be at the very, very high end of what you would normally see in there. So normally you'd be 1,300 square foot, believe it or not, very, very small homes, up to 3,500 square foot, 300,000 to 800,000 typically is the range for them. Most homes are going to be around that 1,900, 2,000, 2,100 square foot. This is one of the larger, newer homes in there. Absolutely gorgeous. But again, you can see a little bit more space than some of the other neighborhoods, but a really, really nice blend of homes in there between new and old, a little bit more country charm. Again, look at that. But just some really, really gorgeous homes in a really, really nice area on a really, really nice golf course with nice facilities. Okay, so that's going to do it for the homeowners association communities that are not 55 plus communities. I want to take a look now at the two 55 plus / retirement communities that would be options for you if you wanted to be living in Brooksville. And the first one of those is the Cascades at Southern Hills. So Southern Hills Plantation was the first one we looked at. Cascades of Southern Hills is just outside the main entrance to Southern Hills, and it's the 55 plus extension arm of that. So Inland are building new homes in there at the moment. They are the new home builder, but there are also resales in there as well. So again, very, very conveniently located close to downtown Brooksville. Also conveniently located close to the Suncoast Expressway and Spring Hill. It's kind of in the middle of those two in there, but definitely might be a consideration for you if you're looking for a 55 plus / retirement community where it's age restricted. You don't want to be surrounded by a bunch of kids. And I'm just going to take a dive in here and see if we can see these homes here. So you can see much smaller home sites because of course it is a 55 plus community. The homes are going to be 1,500 to 2,500 square foot. They're going to be 325 to 550 on the high end. The 550 ones are going to be these original homes where they were building much bigger homes in here at that time. And sometimes putting pools in them and whatnot. But, you know, again, very similar style of home to the ones at Southern Hills. They have that Southern country look to them. These, again, are a little bit more upgraded and updated than the new construction, although Inland are building a fantastic home in there at the moment. But beautiful, beautiful homes, beautiful finishes, and definitely a good range of sizes and price points in this neighborhood. So that's on the higher end. And then these are some of the smaller ones. This particular one, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square foot, new construction for 320. And again, worth mentioning that the builder is offering very strong incentives in there at the moment on the new construction. So definitely a consideration for some people to get a little bit more bang for their buck. But again, very, very nice quality home. And again, they have their own amenities in here as well. But if you're looking for a 55 plus, this in my opinion is the nicest option in the Brooksville area. And the secondary option would be something totally different. So remember where we went west here, west of the 589 Suncoast Toll Road? This is Brook Ridge in here. So these are mobile / manufactured homes in here. So the price point is very, very low. But for a lot of people who want to retire or who are going to be snowbirds, this is a great option. One, because it's close to so much. When you are right at the intersection of 589 and State Road 50, you are close to darn near everything in Spring Hill and Brooksville. So 50 has your typical chains, so Sam's Club, Walmart, BJ's is just going in there, Texas Roadhouse, Carrabba's, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle. It's very close to HCA Florida Hospital. And then up the other end here, very, very close to Tampa General Hospital in here. Prime 88, which is, in my opinion, one of the nicest restaurants in Hernando County, is just down the road. So really, really great location, almost unbeatable as far as being close to everything. And the properties are, like I said, very inexpensive. So we're going to be going pretty much from 130,000 up to 280. But again, you can see the average price point is really around 200 to 220 in there. Let's dive into this one here. But you can see how nice some of these units are. So this is the 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 960 square foot. But this one's been beautifully renovated on the inside. Some of these homes, you wouldn't even know that you're inside a mobile home or a manufactured home. You know, it would be comparable to a lot of the single family properties that we see. Just look how beautiful that is. But you can also pick up ones that are not done up quite so much, which are going to be in a different price point again. So this one's 170,000 for a 1,200 square foot 2-bed, 2-bath. Again, this would be a little bit more original state, but certainly nothing wrong with these properties. And for a lot of people, it's at a price point that is barely able to be touched anymore in Hernando County. They do have a golf course in here. They have some really, really nice amenities in here as well. So pretty much everything is taken care of. You have your social clubs, play cards, tennis, backgammon, a lot of those things in here as well. They have their community pool in here. Really great social aspect. And a lot of the customers we've worked with who live in here just absolutely love it. So that would be Brook Ridge. That would be your second 55 plus option. Okay, guys, so now we're going to get into the non-HOA areas. And this is actually one of the areas where I live. So I really want to start off by focusing right in on downtown Brooksville. Now, like I said, be sure to take time to explore the other videos that I've made about Brooksville. I have one where I'm doing the vlog, where I'm walking around showing you some of the things. You know, some of my favorite places are Florida Cracker Kitchen. It's a phenomenal breakfast place. One of my neighbors is actually the owner, but it is just ridiculously good food. They make their own corned beef hash. Their burritos are awesome. Their cinnamon buns are great. They're always running a special pancake of the month. So that's a great place to go to. There's a new, if I can find it here, Broad Street Brewing, which is the newest brewery downtown. It's literally right at the end of my road. So I live just up here. Let me circle it real quick. And then this is Broad Street Brewing here, and then Breadbox Bakery. We love walking to these places on a weekend. Just to give you an idea, Mountaineer Coffee is another central location within downtown. We also love going there. And then the Bistro is actually where my wife and I had our reception when we got married. So this is like a really old historic building, just stunning on the inside, but really, really good food as well. So you can see it has these old ceiling tiles in here, the exposed brick. These are all the originals, by the way. They have a wood-burning pizza oven in there. Really, really fantastic local spot that a lot of the downtown people love going to. And we've got some new places coming into downtown Brooksville as well. So super excited about all of that. Now, this area down here, I'm going to just circle a couple of things real quick. So Olive Street, Mount Fair, Kugler Law, Irene, these are all historic areas. A lot of these are the old brick-lined streets again. And again, the same thing down here, especially on South Main, South Brooksville, and Liberty, are very much the same. So these are my two favorite areas in downtown Brooksville. We were waiting so long to find a place in one of these areas, and when we did, we jumped on it. We were so blessed to be able to discover that. But a lot of these homes here are older homes. And when I say older homes, I don't mean like my house, which is a 1981 home. I mean like hundreds of years old. So let me just take a quick look at two of them, because I just toured these the other day and they're gorgeous. This one's on Irene Street. This is 100 years old, built in 1925. However, it's been totally updated and renovated. New roof, new AC, new systems, new appliances, brand new kitchen, brand new bathrooms. Still some of the original wood floors, original fireplace, so they kept some of that historic nature in there as well. But just a really great example of how to renovate a historic home and still keep some of the integrity. That's a gorgeous lot, nice big yard, has a detached 2-car garage. Again, on one of the historic streets, just look how beautiful. So that's one house, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square foot, 599. And then the other one I want to show you, which I love even more, is on South Brooksville Ave. So look how gorgeous this is. This was built in 1910. It's a 5-bedroom, 3,700 square foot house. And this one is just a hair under 900,000 at the moment. Again, some of the original features in this wrought iron railing, it's just stunning. Look at the trees. Oh, beautiful porch, the woodwork on the railing, on the banisters for the staircase, the original wood floors again, fireplaces, even one of the bedrooms, the primary bedroom has a fireplace. This is like a receiving room. This would be the dining area. Kitchen's been totally renovated, but still has that historic feel to it. Beautiful herringbone floors. It's just an absolutely stunning home. I love that they've kept the bathrooms almost original on these as well. This is the what would be, I'd imagine, the primary suite downstairs with its own fireplace. But again, sort of homes you just do not find anywhere else in this area. So having that historic nature to these homes, these are my favorite homes to show. So please, if you have any interest in something like this, make sure you reach out to me. And then just outside of what I would guess I consider the historic area, there's some other great areas as well. So Sunset Drive is just right opposite Hernando High School. Some really, really gorgeous homes in these neighborhoods. A little bit more your typical Florida style of home, as you can see here from some of the pictures up the top left here, but gorgeous homes nonetheless. So definitely check out something in there. We're actually just selling a house at the moment on Laurel Ridge, which I have a feeling is going to be it's back in here. In fact, let me dive into the map here and I can show you what that looks like. It's this one here. So this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a pool, 2,100 square foot, listed at $370. I actually just got it under contract this morning, so that's exciting. But more of a modern type of feel than some of the other homes in the historic district. But again, just worthy of note that there are some homes like that available as well. And then when you get a little bit further outside into somewhere like Candlelight, maybe they have attached townhomes as well as standalone homes. So all sorts of different options in and around downtown Brooksville. The next area that you would probably look at if you wanted to have acreage or a lot of land would be north, in my opinion, of Brooksville. So out off of Croom is normally a great place to look. This is where you're typically going to find a little bit more acreage. So this one here, for example, let's see if it tells us how much it's on. 2.5 acres, 2,200 square foot, 3-bed, 3-bath for $675. So this is where you're going to find, 2.5 to 10, 12, 15 acres. Is this one on acreage or not? No, maybe not. Let me see if I can find something here for a little bit of acreage. This one's a 7-bed, 6-bath off of Croom Road, 7.8 acres. So again, if you're looking for some acreage, Brooksville has it in abundance. There's some beautiful, beautiful land around here with some really gorgeous homes on them. So definitely look, in my opinion, north of Brooksville. If you're looking for something that has some acreage, there are, believe it or not, some rolling hills out here. So definitely a very, very popular area. 10 acres on this one, 775,000, really cool looking home. Some of them even have little gathering lakes or ponds on them as well. So definitely reach out to us. There's equestrian properties with horse barns, there's working farms. So definitely reach out to us if you're looking for something with acreage. And then the final area I want to talk about is actually east and out towards I-75. Now this is an area that's really set to be growing very, very quickly. It's right by the Withlacoochee State Trail. And I'm going to pull it actually up on the map first. And it's going to be out here. So this is an awesome place. Like I said, they have the Croom motorcycle area for ATVs, Withlacoochee State Trail, so you can go camping, bird watching, there's fishing and stuff out there as well. We have some really gorgeous state parks in Brooksville, which are, really people don't know about, but definitely recommend that you check these out. Just if you're a nature lover, this is really, really cool to go and explore these areas. Like I said, such a unique area of Florida here. It's one of the reasons why I love it so much. But anyway, back to what I was talking about before. So Ridge Manor, Sherman Hills, Hillendale would be areas where they've kind of gone through some transition, where they were very, very kind of run down areas at one point. There has been some regeneration going on in there. A couple of new builders have gone in and started building newer homes in there. There's actually a lagoon community. I'm going to be going in on 98 here by I-75. I think it's basically back off of here, where they're going to be building a man-made lagoon. There's going to be thousands of homes out there. There's a new community called Benton Hills, where they're building new construction homes around $275,000, buying down the interest rate. But this is a really up-and-coming area right in this area here, and because it's right close to I-75, you can get north and south very, very easily. If you want to go up to Ocala or even further north than that, if you want to go south down to Wesley Chapel, down to Tampa, but you're also on 98/50 that goes all the way across through Claremont into Orlando. So if you're seeing yourself going to Orlando for any sort of business, this is basically a straight shot across 50 to get to Orlando. So again, geographically, very, very convenient, super close to a lot of the major roads, and a very, very up and coming area where there's likely to be a lot of new construction going on over the next 5 years. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for the map tour of Brooksville. I hope you found that useful today. I hope you enjoyed me showing you around on the map. If you want to see it in person, be sure to reach out to us. I love showing people Brooksville. We have tons of people reach out from the YouTube channel. It's always fun to hear what they like about the videos and give me some feedback on them. So thank you for watching this. Okay, guys, so that's going to do it for our tour of Brooksville. Thanks for hanging in there. I hope you found this useful. Now be sure to comment below. Let me know what your favorite area is. I know what mine is, and you can probably guess, but we always love hearing from people like you. Also, if you have any questions, like I said, be sure to reach out to us in the comments. Be sure to call, text us. You can email us, set up a Zoom call. No stupid questions, guaranteed. Every single one of them matter.
and we're able to help you wherever you need us to. And if you're looking to move to Brooksville and you want to see some properties or have us send you a list of properties that meet your criteria, just reach out. It's no hassle at all for us to do that. Like I said, we love introducing people to the community. We'd love to do the same with you. Be sure to like the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell to be kept up to date with all the newest home tours we do in Brooksville, as well as pros and cons videos and other videos you're going to want to know before you move here. And as always, I'm Ross Hardy from the Hardy team. Thanks for watching. It's time to love where you live.